Hello, church. This is Drew here with Josh Markham, our Director of Missions and Facility, and I've just learned something exciting this week about our church. You may not have known, I didn't know that we actually send a team to Redbird Mission and build a house for a family up there. And we and St. Mark's United Methodist and a few other churches in our district do the whole thing. And I think we have budgeted for a house in our missions budget. And what church do you know of that just goes and builds a house for some people? That's just incredible. And I wanted to ask Josh about that. They're getting ready to take the team to Redbird in a couple of weeks. And Josh, tell us about this trip, this mission.
Yeah, so Redbird, Kentucky is a impoverished part of our country. The counties in and around that area, Clay County, Hazard County, you may have heard of them. It's eastern Appalachia, Kentucky. Not a lot of industry there, so and the landscape's not good for a whole lot else. So there's just a lot of poverty there. A lot of folks hurting up there. So Redbird is a United Methodist endeavor there that helps people in that area. So they have a school, they have a church, they have a food pantry, a clinic, and then they host all these camps where people go out and repair homes. And for years and years, teams from around here, from First and from St. Mark's and some others, would go up and work on these homes. And one day, Paul Givens was up there from St. Mark's, and he said, I fixed that hole 10 years ago, and now I'm fixing it again. And a light bulb went off, and he said, you know what, we need to do something different. We need to start anew for some of these folks, and we need to build them a new house. So that's kind of how the whole thing got started.
My goodness. So we've been building houses up there for a while now.
A couple of years.
For a couple of years. And what a gift to a family to have a house that's safe, that's clean, that's new, and that's not going to have repair work just continuously over time. That's a real gift.
It's a neat house. It's a modular house, so it's built in sections, and the idea is that different churches would take a different part. So we've built floor sections here for a couple of years, and now we're doing a lot more than that. We're paying for more of the house, and we're sending more teams up there. We're sending a team of 7 up there in a week or two here, and we'll be actually drying in the house. So right now there's a foundation, and at the end of our trip there'll be a completely dried in house, roofs, walls, windows, doors, interior walls will be up, ready for some finishing touches. So it's amazing what can get accomplished.
That's a gift. Church, you've surprised me again. There's so many wonderful things happening. God is at work in so many ways, and your faithfulness is making this happen. How many? You've got 7 going?
Seven on the trip.
We've got a B. It's all right. 7 on the trip.
7 on the trip up. I believe 8. I believe Chrisland's actually going to come up for a little while too.
Okay.
So we'll have 8 up there for part of the time. And the family we're building it for, I actually got to meet him this summer when we went up to interview. We interview process. You interview several different families that qualify through Redbird based on their financial structure, and we went up and interviewed them and looked at their land to see what was the best scenario. And this is a young family, a young man who works when he can, strip mining and doing some construction work, and they currently live in a trailer home with his mother and father, and so there's 6 people in the trailer home, and the 2 little girls of this family, they don't have their own room. They just kind of sleep, I think, out on the couch or maybe with
wherever
parents. And when we met them, you could just see the burden that was on them. You could just see it, the burden of that confined living. And when we started talking about the layout of the house, you could see that some of that burden start to lift, just in the dreaming stage, before we even told him he was getting it.
Wow.
So that was pretty neat to see. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like to work alongside him. He'll be there some, and watch that burden just get lighter and lighter and lighter.
Yeah.
Until the day we hand him the keys and he opens the door and walks into his new house.
What a gift. My goodness. Wow. Some people have Chip and Joanna. We have Josh and Paul. And I just can't wait to see this and to see it unfold. Church, I think we can help with this. We've got it in our budget, certainly. We're working on that. But I want us to pray for this family and to find some ways to bless them in their new home, maybe with cards, some words of encouragement. We'll talk more about that in the coming week or two and provide some opportunities for you all to do that. Maybe to write them a letter, to just say, welcome to your new home, and to offer God's blessing on them. Josh, thank you for providing such leadership in this and helping us to be the hands and feet of Jesus in Redbird Mission in Kentucky. Thank you, church. We'll talk to you soon.